Hello everybody, this is Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my Pick a Card video. So I hope you're all doing okay. We're living in stressful times. In case this is a timeless reading, but just in case anybody comes across this at a later date, I'm recording this while the coronavirus pandemic's going on and everybody's in lockdown and under a great deal of stress. I have done another video about dealing with stress and sort of managing it. And there was a request on that video about how to keep up positivity and strengthen your mental health. So I'm actually doing a nice short little video here to help you with that. For you to focus on the positive in your life and to not be overwhelmed with negativity, negative thoughts, stress and anxiety. Because when everything's sort of changing rapidly around us and there's such uncertainty, it's very difficult to remain positive and to not stress and worry. It's perfectly natural to be anxious, to be stressed out, to be worried, to be fearful at this time. So don't be too hard on yourself. And I want you to, before we get on to the reading, so please listen to this, I want you to recognise the different fears that you have, because some fears are justified, but most are not. So like announcing that you have a fear of heights is a very sensible, practical, justifiable fear, because we're at great danger at great heights. We could fall and seriously hurt ourselves or potentially die. Being frightened of unknown spiders is a sensible and practical fear. Some spiders are poisonous, the same with snakes. These are all rational fears that actually enable us to live a much safer life than we would live if we didn't have that fear or that knowledge of the dangers that lie behind them. But then there's irrational fears, fears of things that you have no control over and are highly unlikely to happen. So is the stress that you're undergoing now connected to that? Are you frightened and stressed out and anxious because you can't control the situation? That it's beyond your powers? All you can do is participate in your own little way, to follow instructions, to do as you're being asked. Wash your hands, wear face masks, wear gloves, go out as little as possible and minimise the risk to yourself. This is all sensible things to do, and if you're doing them, you're doing the best you can. So remember that and don't be too hard on yourself. You do need to get out and get some fresh air, get your vitamin D quota. It's very important for your physical and mental health to get outside. You do need to go out and get food and all the rest of those things. So don't be too tough on yourself. If you are doing as you're being asked to do and you are functioning as a person in society and as an individual, despite all this is going on. So before we get into the readings, I want you to remind yourself of the positive things in your life that are going well. And there are things in your life that are going well. Just be good and kind to yourself. Now we're going to move on to the readings. I've set up 3, just 1 card each, just small, succinct, to the point messages. I've set up 1, the sun, 2, caterpillar, 3, bell. So I want you to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths and ask yourself the question, how can I strengthen my mental health and remain positive? When you're ready, make your choice. If you need a little bit more time to do that, then please press pause. But otherwise, click on the timestamp provided and I'll meet you at your reading. Okay, those of you that chose number 1, the sun. Happiness and well-being. We also have the 5 of stones, which is endurance. In a sense, I'm repeating what I said in the introduction for you. You are stronger than you think. You really are. I think a lot of you are feeling very vulnerable, very exposed, very alone. There's a high chance that a lot of you are stuck in the house, in the flat, your apartment, whatever, on your own. And you haven't actually got the normal human contact that you are used to. And so you're struggling with it. But like the little girl that's tending the fire in her own little cave, it's not as bad as you fear or you think. It is a lot better than you think. You have a lot more happiness and well-being than you assume. This young lady, she looks initially very vulnerable. She's a small child. It looks like she's only got a blanket. But when you look deeper into the picture, she actually does have a form of shelter in the cave from the storm that's going outside. The chaos isn't hurting her or touching her. She is safe from it. And she's in fact managed to gather enough to start a fire. She's got enough wood, she's got enough leaves, twigs, or whatever, and further to feed it and poke it and keep it alive, the warmth that will protect her during the dark night ahead. So her back isn't exposed, it's protected by the cave, she's got warmth, and the storm is at a distance from her. You are much more safer than you at this moment in time believe yourself to be. And I want to reassure you that if you focus on your own happiness and well-being, you're going to get through this. Remind yourself that you can endure anything, that nothing is as bad as you fear, that everything can and will get better. Excuse me. This won't last forever. Reality will return to normal at some point in the near future. For some of you watching this video, the coronavirus has been and gone, and you're watching this because there's something else going on in your life. And that's all well and good. And I want to reassure you that the message is the same. This is a timeless reading, that you will endure anything that happens in your life, that you will come out stronger. The knowledge that you will accrue will do nothing but enhance your life. You're discovering that you have no limits, that you can survive anything, that even when it's darkest, it's just before the dawn. Things are not as bad as you fear. You are one of the lucky ones. You are protected. The storm is at a distance from you. You have a shelter. You have warmth. You have abundance. To me, that's like being able to provide for yourself, having enough food in the cupboard and having enough, to heat your house should you need to do that. You have everything that you need. And the sun, it's just the sun. I mean, from my perspective, it's April now, 2020. My country is currently in lockdown. My Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, has coronavirus and he's quite poorly. So let's keep him in our thoughts, please. But the sun is shining. The weather is beautiful. I've been able to get out in the garden and do things. I can't do an awful lot of what I would normally do. I'm really actually restricted in a lot of things, but I'm now exploring other things that I can do that are good for me physically and mentally. And the things I can't control, I'm just doing what I can, but what I can't do, I'm going to have to leave it and worry about it in the future. The solution to the problem will present itself in the future, and then I will have the opportunity to act upon it. She's not worried about anything apart from tending that fire. This is what you need to do. You just need to tend your fire, your life. The things that need immediate attention. Tomorrow will have to be taken care of tomorrow. Don't borrow trouble. And you stressing out is borrowing trouble. So remain positive. Remind yourself of all the good things that you have. Remind yourself of all the good things that are going to come. And you will find the peace, and you will find the strength, and you will find the positivity you need to get through this rough patch. I hope that's helped you. Please let me know that you're doing okay. And if there's anybody you know that could benefit from this video, please share it with them, like the video, promote it, share it, subscribe, do all the things so that we can send out this positive message to everybody that might need to hear it. So thank you very much for listening to me. Please take very good care of yourself and Goodbye. Okay then, number 2's the caterpillar. This is your reading. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So, at the moment you watch this, things are changing for you wherever you are. The change for you might manifest in maybe your country will release pressure, it will release the restrictions. But I'm thinking that this is a personal reading, it's for you, and the whole purpose of the question is how do you stay mentally strong and positive during this time? You are now, literally, as you listen to me talk to you about this, changing. You are letting go of your negativity and you are embracing positivity. You are looking on the bright side of life, not on the dark side. You're letting it go. You're not letting any further thoughts that are depressive, sad, anxious, negative, angry, spiteful, jealous, anything. It's all gone. If it tiptoes its way back into your energy, you're going to turn around and say, no, sorry, go away. Not interested. These thoughts might pop into your head initially, but the more you push them away and the more you turn towards the light, towards the positivity that you have within yourself, the less frequent they will become, and then soon enough they will disappear. You just have to constantly turn away from them. Stop. I'm not thinking that. I don't want to think like that. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to have that mindset, to be that person with that mindset. I want to be positive, bright, hopeful and aspirational. Because you're turning a corner. You are turning a corner, and that corner is coming about because you need to heal. You need to heal yourself or to be healed by someone else. This time, this way of being for you is something you need to heal from. And through that healing, you will then turn this corner and progress and get over and be positive and have really strong mental health. I think that this is something like a trial for you to get through. That you've been through some rough time and you've come out the other end of it. Like, he's the warrior who's been and fought for his tribe. He's defended his land. He's protected the territory and all the supplies and the abundance that he offers. And she, now the healing woman, has come forward, or healing man, has come forward now to assist him in his healing. You've been through the battle. You've been through the worst times. The worst time's over. Change is coming. And now through the healing, through, I think, the acceptance of what's gone on, you will be able to move on. And when you move on, that's it. It's over for you. It's something that you will look back and think, well, I survived that. I'm a stronger person because of it. I'm a more mature person. I have greater self-knowledge. And I have just a better life for yourself. Because you're promoting your own mental health and your own positivity. You know, the light of abundance, the light over her head of the sunrise, and the abundance of the leaves, the oak leaves and the tree, all the abundance there is now ready to flow into your life and heal you. And that's how you keep your positivity, by letting it in. Welcome in the good. Welcome in the change. Welcome in the opportunities, the new opportunities. Get rid of limiting mindsets, limiting behaviour. It's not I don't have, or I can't have, or it's not here yet. It's I'm already, I'm here, I'm fine. I've got everything I need, and everything that I do need will come to me. As you reach out for it, as you go out to meet it. But you need to heal. Whatever's happened, whatever's been going on in your life, the process is healing. You need to focus on healing. Healing the hurt of a failure, of the end of something, the lack of something in your life. If you heal from that lack, from that unfulfilled desire or unfulfilledness, you sort of need to accept it. And once you've accepted it, you can sort of say, okay, and now I get better. I feel there's a bit of resistance on the part of you who've chosen number 2, and for a lot of you, where you don't want to admit something, or you don't want to admit that it's not gone the way you wanted, but you have to, and that's how you can move on. And whatever mess you're left with at the end of this sort of thing that you need to heal from, it's fine. If you've got residual things to deal with, you can do that in the new energy, because you're positive and you're vibrant and you're abundant and you're ambitious, and you have complete confidence in yourself to deal with whatever comes ahead, because you moved on. And I think for a lot of you, it's moving on from fear, negativity, limiting mindsets, anxiety, stress. You just got to let it go. So I'm not carrying you anymore. Fed up. You've had a free ride from me for long enough. Go away. I'm looking on the bright side. Good things are coming, and I'm going to welcome them. Because you need change. You need things to change, and they will, because you want them. You're going to make sure they happen, and you're going to heal from the battles that you fought, and the weariness that it's left you with. I feel a lot of you are weary. You're tired of the situation as it is, and you're ready to move on, and so you will. And so you will. So that's your message. Those of you that chose number 2, keep positive, because change is coming. Reinforce your mental strength through rest and healing, the things that make you feel restful and healed. Accept the things that that you've done, what you've done. What hasn't been accomplished hasn't been accomplished. It wasn't maybe meant for you to accomplish it. But you're going to focus on healing yourself now and getting in a fighting fit shape for the next battle. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know how you're doing. Please like and subscribe. And if you know anybody that would benefit from this video, please share it with them and get the message out. And hopefully they'll get something that will enrich their lives as well. Otherwise, thank you very much for listening to me. Please take very good care of yourself, and goodbye. Okay then, last but not least, number 3's, you chose the bell which says announcement. So how do you remain positive? How do you develop your mental strength? I think for some of you, there's something you need to say or need to do. You might literally have an announcement to make. This can bring about a lot of positivity. Even if it's something that you don't want to say, I feel it's going to do you good, because you're letting it out. You're ringing the bell. You're just, I've screwed up. I've made a mess of things. It's worse than you think. Or I failed. I didn't pass my exam. I didn't get the job. We've split up. It was my fault. I didn't behave well. I didn't do things as I should have. Anything, you've got to let it out. And I think that once you do that, you've just let out the stress. I think for others of you, the cause of the stress is what you need to talk about. That you need to come out and say, I'm stressed, I'm anxious, I'm frightened for the future, I can't sleep properly at night, I can't get anything done, it's overwhelming me, excuse me, I'm really struggling right now. You need to talk, you need to announce, you need to come out and make an announcement, say something to the people around you that love you, or on your social media, or to join a group where people can talk about things. But you need to come out and say what's wrong, basically, at its core value. Is you need to come out and say what's wrong and make an announcement. For others of you, it's much better news that you have a positive announcement to make, and you need that in order to be positive, in that it's a nice positive focus for you, so people can say congratulations, and it's going to make you feel good. That makes you feel positive. But I'm leaning more in towards that for a lot of you, because a bell is such a sharp, clanging, ringing, alert type sound, you're meant to pay attention to it, is that for some of you, you strengthen your mental health by talking about it. It's that simple. You strengthen your mental health by talking about it. So as best you can, get yourself in a position where you can talk to receptive people. I mean, it's no good talking to somebody that's going to bite your head off when you make this announcement. You're looking for positivity, not more stress, more anxiety, more negative thoughts and problems. You want positivity. And so that's who you tell first. That's who you deal with first. And you get the good energies in you, where you've got the mental strength, the mental health, and the positivity in your life to deal with all the rubbish. An announcement, whatever that resonates for you, that's going to help you. You also need to focus on something, because this is the Eight of Stones and its skill. That man is a craftsman. He has made all of these things. He is an artist. He is a creator. He has an unusual skill that either no one else has or not many people have. Even if it's a common skill, nobody else does it like him. Like the artist, no two artists are exactly the same unless they're an artist that's purposefully committing fraud and copying another artist, you know, when they create a fake. Excuse me. So there's something that you can do that you enjoy, it brings you satisfaction, that you can do. It's a handcraft. So like knitting, I do lots of knitting. It's a great stress reliever, but also I get immense satisfaction when I've made my item. And that when I do a challenging pattern, I get a sense of self-satisfaction that I've done it. I've progressed in my abilities, and that's it. This is something where you can devote yourself to this skill and get better and better and better at it. It could be carpentry, it could be pottery, it could be something artistic like painting. It can also be something like music, singing, anything that brings you joy. I'm leaning more towards a handcraft because that's what he's doing, but I'm not going to limit it because it's a general reading. I want you to feel that even if what you do just involves you sitting at a laptop typing, it doesn't matter. You're still doing something with your hands. It's something that you create from yourself. You have a vision, you create it. Even if you share in another person's vision, like with my knitting pattern, I'll pick the wool, the colour, and the pattern, but it's someone else's pattern. And they've had a vision when they've created it that I will then take and create in my own image with the wool that I've chosen and the colour I've chosen to knit it in. So don't feel that this has to be something unique from scratch, individual. I think this is something that you greatly enjoy at this moment in time. And this is going to relax you. It's going to de-stress you. It's going to be something for you to focus on. It's something to do, and I can't emphasize how important it is when you feel stressed out, negative, possibly even helpless, that you have no control over something, to do something you do have control over, even if it's something as simple as playing a game, writing a poem, knitting a jumper, knitting a cardigan, making a pot. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be good at it. It could be something that you're moderately good at, but it's a good distraction for you. And that's what you need. And I think for some of you, you need to get away from the announcements. That's just popped into my head, that for some of you, you know, we're constantly bombarded with the news about all this coronavirus stuff. Just in case you skip past the introduction, that's when I'm recording it, and that's what has inspired the video, is that you can't escape it. You can't escape. Stay home, stay safe, wash your hands, don't risk the NHS. So even if you manage to get a few hours away from it, and like I'm doing now with my tarot video, I can't escape it. I've got to mention it because that's what's inspired the video. You know, I might want to do something where, normally I would be perhaps doing some sort of work. I might be doing other tarot videos. I might be doing something else. And suddenly, watching a bit of TV and the break, and it pops up on an advert. And I'm just like, can I just have an hour where I'm not watching the news, I'm not bombarded with it, I'm not always thinking about it, that I'm just relaxing and watching a sitcom or something? And I think for a lot of you just got to avoid that constant clanging of the bell, that constant reminder of it. And through the way that you avoid all of that, maybe you were doing it and I've just introduced, you were watching pick a card videos and I've been sorry if I've done that on you. Get away from the YouTube. Get out doing something constructive that you can think, well, okay, it's like a piece of flat pack furniture that you assemble yourself and you get it out all out on the floor and you get the instructions and you think, I don't know what any of this means, but I'm going to work my way through it. And you take it step by step, you match the screws to the picture, you find 1A and put 1B next to it and then you screw it together and eventually you've got a wardrobe or a bookshelf or something and you think, I did that. I did that. And you're going to have such a sense of achievement and also the benefit of de-stressing because you're not thinking about the problem, whatever it is. You're not thinking about it. And it's just going to make you feel, it's going to strengthen your morale, it's going to strengthen your mental health because you've got something else to focus on that's positive. And all that positivity is just going to grow and grow and grow. And the negativity is just going to go and go and go. Positivity, grow, negativity, go. And through that, you're going to be able to be positive, enhance your mental health, and get through whatever it is that you're trying to get through. So there you go, number 3. You were last, but you were definitely not least. I hope that's helped you. If there's anybody that you think will benefit from this video, please share it with them. Like the video, subscribe, do all the rest of it, promote it, just so that people that might be struggling at the moment can really get the help that they need when they're stressed out and anxious and going through a negative patch. So I hope you're all doing well. Please take very good care of yourself. Thank you very much for listening to me and goodbye.